Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like you were staring at a stranger? Broken by a trauma or loss. They left a wound so deep you were sure it would never heal. I know that feeling. For years, I was convinced I was permanently damaged. A collection of shattered pieces. I thought healing meant trying to glue those pieces back and hide the cracks. But what if healing isn't about fixing what's broken? What if it's about surrendering to a process that leads to a wholeness you can't even imagine right now? In this video, I'm sharing the 3 steps that I took to heal my deepest wounds, and I believe they can help you too. For me, being broken wasn't just a metaphor. I felt it in my bones. It came after a series of losses hit me one after another. I lost my wife, and a year later I lost my son I loved. A career I built my identity on, and with them I lost my sense of self. I'd wake up with a hollow ache in my chest, a ghost of who I used to be. The world was moving on in full colour while I was stuck in a silent black and white movie. I put on a brave face, but inside I was crumbling. I tried to numb the pain by working until I was exhausted and filling every moment with distractions. I kept telling myself to get over it, but that only made it worse. You can't outrun that kind of pain. By trying to deny it, I was denying a part of myself. My lowest point came on a random Tuesday afternoon. I was standing in my kitchen when I felt this profound, terrifying emptiness, the chilling realization that I had become a stranger to myself. I didn't know who I was without the person I'd lost or the job that defined me. I was just broken. In that moment, I knew I had a choice. Let this brokenness swallow me whole or find a different way to live. That moment in my kitchen was my turning point. It wasn't a lightning strike, but a quiet whisper from a part of me that refused to give up, saying, "The way you're doing this isn't working." Fighting the pain, ignoring it, trying to outsmart it, all of it was making the wounds deeper. I realized I'd been treating my wounds like an enemy, when maybe they just needed to be heard as part of my story. That shift changed everything. I stopped looking for a quick fix and started searching for wholeness. It led me to a profound 3-step framework that didn't erase my scars but helped me understand them. A framework built on radical honesty and spiritual surrender. This wasn't about becoming perfect, it was about becoming whole. It's not a magic pill, it's a journey that saved my life, and it all starts with the hardest step. The first step is radical honesty. This isn't just admitting you're hurt, it's looking your pain in the eye and acknowledging its full depth without flinching. It means dropping the "I'm fine" and finally saying, "I'm not fine. I'm broken, and this is what broke me." For me, this was the terrifying. I had spent years downplaying my pain, telling myself others had it worse. But healing can't start with me a lie. Radical honesty meant getting truthful about everything, the depth of my grief, the anger, the injustice, and the shame that whispered I was somehow responsible. A spiritual journey often begins with a raw cry for help. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." But God can't come close to a heart that pretends it isn't broken. So I got honest. I wrote it down. I spoke it out loud. I told a friend, admitting the full truth of the pain isn't weakness. It's the brave first step towards reality. You have to acknowledge a wound exists before you can tend to it. After being radically honest, the next step feels counterintuitive. The act of surrender. And let's be clear, surrender isn't not giving up or being passive. For those with trauma, losing control is terrifying because control was once taken from us. But this is a different kind of surrender. It's an active choice to release the burden of what you can't control. I was trying to control my grief, my healing timeline, the outcome. I was trying to force some broken pieces back together, but you can't fix a shattered vase with force. Surrender was me finally saying, I can't do this alone. I don't know how to heal this. I release the burden of fixing it. For me, it was a spiritual act, handing the shattered pieces over to God and trusting something beautiful could be made from them. It became a daily prayer. I surrender this. I surrender this anger. I trust you. Surrendering control doesn't mean you stop taking action. It means you act without clinging to the outcome. It's like floating with the current instead of swimming against it. For example, Emily Whitish found her healing breakthrough from Crohn's disease when she stopped fighting her illness and allowed her body space to heal. It's letting go of the desperate grip, allowing grace to enter. In that space of surrender, the real healing begins. Once you've acknowledged the truth and surrendered the outcome, you can begin the final step, rebuilding with purpose. This isn't about going back to who you were, that person is gone. Healing is about being transformed into someone new. This step is about folding your wounds into a new story, where scars become a source of strength. You start to ask, how can this pain serve a purpose? How can my story bring hope to others? For a long time, I was ashamed of my brokenness, seeing it as a failure. But this process changed my perspective. My wounds gave me a depth of empathy I never had, connecting me to the suffering of others. Rebuilding with purpose meant sharing my story, not from an open wound, but from a healed scar. It's taking those shattered pieces you surrendered and watching them be reassembled into a beautiful mosaic. The cracks are still there, but now they're filled with gold. Being whole isn't pretending you were never broken. It's knowing you are whole because of where you were broken. So the 3 steps are radical honesty, the act of surrender, and rebuilding with purpose. Look your pain in the eye, let go of fixing it yourself, and then weave that experience into a new story. Wholeness is not the absence of scars. It's the integration of your entire story. You can be both wounded and whole, broken and beautiful. This journey isn't a straight line. Some days you'll feel like you're back at step 1, and that's okay. Healing takes patience and courage. But please hear me. You are not permanently damaged. You are not too far gone. Your deepest wounds are the very places where light can get in. Healing is possible and wholeness is within your reach. A journey begins with a single step. If this resonated with you, I invite you to take your first step now. In the comments, share what your step 1 of radical honesty looks like. It could be as simple as writing, I am hurting. By sharing, you make it real and allow this community to hold space for you. To follow more of my journey and get more content on healing, please subscribe and turn on the notifications. You don't have to walk this path alone. Thank you for being here. Go well, stay well, and be well.